So hi guys. So today we are going to talk about the main three characters of this book. So let's just recap. Let's just recap on the basis of the origin of these three characters. So first is obviously the first born, that is the Dmitri. He was born from the first wife of the father, um, Adelaida basically, and the second born is Ivan. He was the firstborn of the second wife, Sophia, and the third born is the alyosha. Um, again by the Sophia, as I mentioned before in the previous video. Yeah. So let's just discuss about Dmitri. So Dmitri, basically, you can say Dmitri is the exact replica of Pavlovich. He is a gambler. He like he mess around with harlots and all, but he has a honor in terms of the business. How you can say that? So basically, uh, like he's a very cunning person, but 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 he at least tries to maintain his business affairs intact. He never like it is not easy to fool him in terms of business. So his focus is like do whatever the f you want to do, but but keep your finances intact. So that is Dimitri all about. That is what I could understand of it. Okay. Um, like one could say he's a very lively character, but he has borrowed all the negative traits of his father, Pavlovich. Secondly, on the Ivan. Okay, so Ivan is a very rational guy. Yeah? He thinks rationally, and he's an atheist. So there is a story why he's an atheist. I will discuss it in later on. Just giving the brief of these three characters first. He's a rational guy. He's an atheist. He always used to question the why of the things, and he's a very studious person. He used to read lots of books, and yeah, that Dimitri guy doesn't care about the studies. I think he has left studies or whatever. That is not mentioned till now, but he doesn't care much about the studies. The Ivan guy, however, is a very studious person. The third person, which is widely discussed in the history of the family book, one is Elash, the youngest one. He's a very spiritual. He's depicted as very spiritual person. He's kindest, purest soul, uh, to ever exist. So about Alyosha, Fyodor has mentioned, like when he was young. So like one of his character trait is he never used to judge anyone. So basically, for example, there is an instance he shared that whenever the young boys of his age, during his young age, when the young boy will usually talk about the girls or any kind of a filthy thing, he he just like he doesn't listen to them and just goes away from them. And now there is a thing, he doesn't stop them from like discussing about things. He just walks away, or he just doesn't pay attention to the things. So like you can understand what kind of a person he is. He never he doesn't try to be, you know like mingle with the negativity. He just want to keep himself pure, and keep the purity to himself. And he never enforces any purity to other guy. He just thinks, like, he doesn't judge any kind of negativity if it is emitting from you. He is not judging all that. He just wants to keep himself pure. So that is kind of the person Elosia is. He was loved in his school. He was praised by many people, and His inspiration is Elder Joshua. Josima, I'm sorry, let us just say Elder Joss. Okay, so he's a elder. So basically, elder in so Dostoevsky is very much inspired from the Christianity, and elder is a person who preach things. Who basically, you must have seen in the Daredevil. And, uh, our Daredevil goes to a person and confesses about his sins. So basically, that guy is an elder. He knows. He keeps the problems to himself and never judges. So that elder has become so wise that he has listened so many miseries that when a man or when a woman is approaching to him, he can figure out what is wrong with him. Like he has become so divine. So that is the elder, and as you say, he was a purest, is a purest, pure-hearted man. So there is that. So as you can see, there is a contrast. Uh, there is a contrast personalities between these three people. Dmitri, you can say he lives by the heart. He thinks by heart, and the Ivan thinks by brain, and Alyosha is the embodiment of human spirit, the human kindness. Like, yeah, you're getting it right. So, um, you can also infer from all this that Fyodor is basically trying to distribute a person's, like everyone has a like everyone thinks by heart, everyone thinks by brain. Sometimes everyone has an inner spirit inside of themselves that is purest. So maybe he has developed this character by dividing himself into three parts, but that could also be done. And as I mentioned before, or the author, he always tries to do the like cut to cut distinction of the character. Like for example, here too, elder Josh and the father, basically these two are at the same age. See the contrast. Elder Joshua is so divine and pure, whereas Pavlovich, we have discussed enough about it. So okay, so first guy. So let us just discuss how the so l- now interestingly, Fyodor also described that how these traits are divided into all three brothers. So Dimitri was born with a very like a her, uh, her mother was a light-hearted like spirited person, and he used to like yeah, they used to fight and all, so there was no guidance to him. So he inherited all the spirits. So basically, he became the exact copy of him. But how Ivan and Alyosha got these unique traits that made him separate from Pavlovich yet their sons. So that is a very interesting story about it. So what happened was, um, there was a scene where Sophia break down. Like she was having a breakdown, and there, um, basically she hugged Elisha very tightly, and the Elisha was facing towards the Jesus, like the photo of Jesus, and the light was coming from the window. So it was a so at this age, Elisha was like they were very young, 3 to 6 years of the age. Mm, Elisha was that was the age of Elisha, and Ivan was just standing there, um, and witnessing this scenario. Now, very interestingly, see how Fyodor has, divided the traits between them. Since Elisha was facing the image of Jesus Christ, and there was a light coming, it actually, and her mother was crying, it actually got ingrained in him that that my mother is basically crying and basically submitting to Jesus Christ, and this ray of light is basically the hope that is provided by the Jesus Christ that led to the spiritual nature of the Alyosha. So, like, it was actually mind boggling to think. I mean, there's something more to it. I've researched about. I will let you know later. So this is how the alyosha got a very spiritual minded and a very purest, like a very, you know, like a nature of outloving the things, like a lovely nature because of this incident. Now Ivan was standing at the corner and seeing this. He didn't notice the image of the Christ on the window. He noticed the suffering of her mother, and basically he was very disturbed. He was very disturbed from this scenario. That if this is called word, if this is God's world, why should we suffer? Right. So that was his question. That led to him being rational and the atheist later. You're getting my point, right? So basically, he was like, if if this is really a God's word, why he is forcing so many suffering on us? So that led him to that topple down, and that, led butterfly effect, you can say, and led him to believe rationally about things and be an atheist. So so you can see how beautifully, like beautifully is not an like not a right word here. How magnificently he has described the mother-child philosophy in his book, and I was researching on it. There is a thing called like s- uh, Sigmund Freud, and uh, basically like he has actually taken the this incident and actually developed a concept of whole theory on this mother-child relationship. Basically, children at the age of 3 to 6 are greatly influenced by the mother and developed, and different type of defense mechanisms or different type of traits are being transferred into the child uh, to fight the monsters in their life. So basically, for Dmitri, it was about like, I want to outlive this monster. I want to be a bigger monster. For Ivan, it was about, I want to outthink this monster. I want to be more rational than this monster. I want to. This monster is the suffering we are having. And the last guy, alyosha, it was about, I want to outlive him. I want to devote myself. It's not a monster. I want to be spiritual about it. I want to devote to spiritually, and the God will help me. So this is actually, let me just figure out the exact name. Okay, it is Oedipal complex. This exact Oedipal complex is basically coined by the Sigmund Freud. So basically, Fyodor Dostoevsky has, I mean, I don't know, like it is very strange that he has gone into minds of the people so beautifully that he's already coined a philosophical study before it was even coined by Sigmund Freud. Like, it blows your mind. So that was all about these three characters and their traits. Now, um, now there is a thing. I guess, yeah, there's a thing. So basically, Dmitri, basically, he always used to, um, blame his father. He always used to take money for his father, and like from the Eddie leader share was very high, and it was with Pavlovich. So he always used to come and demand his part from the father. So Pavlovich was also a cunning person. What he used to do is he was to give a like ले 1%, 2% ले ले, थोड़ा थोड़ा देता रहे. Now the thing is, पी हो गया, 5 बार ही हो गया, but now her mother died. Sorry, his mother died. He wants to, क्या भाई हर बार की छोटा छोटा दे रहे हो भाई, पूरा पूरा दे दो, पूरा मेरा शेयर दे दो. So वहाँ पे his father flipped and he said कि मैंने दे दिया, बहुत सारा दे दिया, तो मैंने जितना दे दिया अब तुम मुझे दो, अब you have to give me back. I have given enough. मैंने ज़्यादा ही दे दिया है, ऐसा बोलता है father. So like two cunning people trying to outsmart each other and financially exploit each other. Like, this is what has been depicted. So what Dmitri does is basically um like files a lawsuit on the uh, father. So now Ivan Ivan tries to stop this, and tells them that let's go to Georgia, let's go the elder, and he will basically sort this all this out, and it will take only 5-10 minutes. He is very wise, and he will do the job much better than this lawsuit and all. It will only cause problem. So it also depicts the like problem solving. I won't say it, but he actually, like, at least he wants to try and settle the dispute. This dispute solving character trait of the election. So what happened was, so now in the next part of the book, they will meet. They will meet with an elder and they will discuss their problems, and an elder will try to solve it. So that is going to happen. So but before the meeting, alyosha is worried. Like, he knows his father is a clown, and Dmitri is no less than a clown. So he don't wants two clown to meet a very elder person, and they disrespect a divine elder, like, person that is basically his role model. So he's actually worried about it. He actually wants to, you know, caution Joshua that these people are coming. Please don't be offended on anything and all. But he then later calls it off for some reason. So that happens. And now, yeah. So that is all about this book. Oh, sorry, and I forgot to mention, the Fyodor has already said that the father has died. So it also tells you that this is going to be a murder mystery. Like, who actually murdered the father? Who was behind the murder? So it is not only a human psychological book as of now, but also murder mystery. So psychological thriller is also a word for it. So I'm all up for it. And yeah, let's meet in the of book 2 of Brothers Karamazov. Let me know in the comment section how you like the video. Thank you.